Welcome to Drum Corps Central, a podcast. I'm a 13-year-old Drum Corps superfan who loves all forms of the marching arts. Thanks for watching the podcast today. There will be an almost daily episode of this podcast recapping the previous night's Drum Corps scores and looking ahead. Today is Friday, June 22nd, 2018, the second day of the 2018 Drum Corps International Summer Tour. Last night we saw the premieres of 6 of Drum Corps International's top marching music ensembles in Detroit, and that is where we will begin today. In Detroit last night, the DCI Tour Premiere presented by DeMullen Brothers and Company. Here were the results. The Bluecoats finished first with a 70.300, just a mere 3/10 in front of Carolina Crown, who scored a 70.000. The Cavaliers came home third in their season debut with a 69.35. So the top 3 here, something to notice, is that these top 3 here are all within a point of each other. That obviously will grow as the season progresses probably, but as of last night, the top 3 corps were separated by less than a point. The Boston Crusaders were 4th with a 67.3, Phantom Regiment came home 5th with a 64.0, and the Blue Stars finished in 6th place with a 62.000. Now let's take a look at the scoring recap from last night, the DCI Tour Premiere on June 21st. In General Effect 1, the Bluecoats took home the top honors. Meanwhile, in General Effect 2, on that judge's sheet, the Cavaliers took home first place. Overall General Effect, the Bluecoats placed first, Carolina Crown second, and they tied with the Cavaliers actually for that second spot. In visual proficiency, Bluecoats 1, Crown 2, Cavaliers 3. In visual analysis, Crown took this one with a 5/10 margin on the Bluecoats. So Crown 1, Bluecoats 2, Cavaliers 3 in visual analysis. Then over in color guard, the Cavaliers took this caption. Second was not Crown or the Bluecoats, it was actually the Boston Crusaders. They pick up second in color guard, and third was the Bluecoats. So in overall visual, a tie for first place, the Bluecoats and Carolina Crown both get a 20.3, and the Cavaliers pick up third with a 20.15. Over in the brass caption, the Bluecoats took home first there, upsetting Crown, I guess you could say. Crown's brass has been so strong over the years. Bluecoats take first place, though, in brass with a 14.4. Crown just 2/10 back there. The Cavaliers came home third there. In music analysis, Bluecoats first, Crown second, Cavaliers third. And in percussion, Carolina Crown gets first there. Second was the Cavaliers, and third was not the Bluecoats. It was Boston Crusaders. Fourth then was the Bluecoats. In overall music, Carolina Crown takes home first by a 10th over the Bluecoats, a 21.4 to a 21.3, and the Cavaliers come home third. There is your scoring recap from the DCI Tour Premiere in Detroit, Michigan. Now let's take a look ahead at tonight's show. Friday, June 22nd, is in Clovis, California with the MidCal Champions Showcase. This is our first look at world-class and open-class corps from the western portion of the United States this season. Let's run you through the lineup and times. At 6:30, that will be the Welcome and National Anthem. 6:45, we begin the open-class portion of the event with Blue Devils C from Concord, California. 7 o'clock, Vanguard Cadets from Santa Clara, California, and 7:15, Blue Devils B from Concord, California. All of these times are Pacific time. I just want to note that real quick. Then at 7:30, an intermission. 7:50, action picks back up, this time in world class with the Troopers from Casper, Wyoming. 8:08, the Academy. 8:26, Mandarins. 8:44, the Blue Knights. 9:02, Santa Clara Vanguard. And 9:20, the Blue Devils. And scores will be announced somewhere around 9:48 Pacific time, which is around 12:48 Eastern time. So, let's point out some of the battles you should watch here. Blue Devils and Vanguard, they went head-to-head basically all season long last summer. Can Vanguard pull ahead of the Blue Devils, start off the season strong, or will the Blue Devils remain that force to be reckoned with in the western part of the United States as the season begins? Then we see the Blue Knights. They'll probably place third, unless they're going to come out surprising and get up to Vanguard and Blue Devils. Then Mandarins, Academy, and Troopers. That'll be something to watch here, because the Mandarins, they were on the uprise last season. The Academy and Troopers were kind of on the downfall. Can the Academy and Troopers pick it back up? I think they can. And the Mandarins, I think they'll continue to be great as they were last season. I think that will be those three cores. I think those will be the three we'll have to watch tonight. And I'd also like to see the margin between the Blue Knights and Vanguard and the Blue Devils, see how far they are. Meanwhile, in open class, I want to watch this battle between Blue Devils B and Vanguard Cadets. Just like Blue Devils and Vanguard, they went head-to-head last season long, all summer. And the Blue Devils B actually started off the season in first place, and then the Vanguard Cadets gradually took that first place from them, eventually the open class champions last season. So that is your lineup and times for tonight's show in Clovis, California, the MidCal Champions Showcase. For the MidCal Champions Showcase, just a few things I want to note here. It's at Buchanan High School Stadium in Clovis, California, and there is the weather forecast for tonight. There is a heat advisory in effect in this portion of California, so hopefully the members will be hydrated and that they can put on an awesome show tonight, as they probably will. Between 6 and 9, which is about when the show will happen, it will go from about 101 degrees and sunny to 90 degrees and nighttime by the time this show is ending. This is according to AccuWeather.com. And now just a few things before we go off air today. Make sure to visit my website, drumcorpscentral.weebly.com, for all the latest news and updates around DCI and DCA, leaderboards, scores, and schedules, and all that can be found on that website. Twitter and Instagram, follow me at DrumCorpGeek, and on YouTube, Drum Corps Central is the name to go subscribe to there. So thank you for joining us today. We'll be back tomorrow with another episode of Drum Corps Central, a podcast, and the scores and results from the first show of the Western Corps season.